All right, it's a beautiful Sunday evening, day number 5 in the month of April 2025. It's the Easter Sunday edition of Ironport here on Metropolitan Television. Ironport is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Regional Authority Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired in the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we're streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Ironport. Now, we shall be getting interactive with you as usual. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 037353, 0538 037353. When the time is ripe and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we will continue the show. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water. Or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena.
You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately.
There you have it. Serena is not just a tool. It's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. FIBA is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, so welcome back. It's now time for us to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week by way of local news. Please enjoy.
The director of the Port of Tema, Tebon Zuma Esquire, on Wednesday, 1st April 2026, welcomed a high-powered delegation from Burkina Faso, led by the Minister of State for Territorial Administration and Mobility, Emil Zebo, to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. The visit formed part of Emil Zebo's high-level diplomatic mission to Accra, aimed at streamlining transit operations through Ghana's port and strengthening bilateral relations between Ghana and Burkina Faso. He commended the management of GPHA for the efficient handling of transit cargo, as well as the modern infrastructure and systems in place. He emphasized that Ghana's ports remain critical to Burkina Faso's economic stability and regional trade connectivity. He further expressed his commitment to working closely with GPHA to address challenges affecting transit trade and to enhance operational efficiency for the mutual benefit of both countries.
Je peux dire que nous sommes satisfaits des réponses qui nous ont été apportées. Lors de toutes les discussions, nous nous sommes rendus compte que les autorités ghanéennes.
I would like to say we are very satisfied because in all our engagement, Ghanaian authorities made us, we felt that they are already aware of our challenges, the concerns. So inside the port and even on the corridor, they are doing their best to work on the challenges that we've put before them. We need to follow all these steps that have been put in place to help trade between our two countries.
Tebon Zuma Esquire, who represented the Director General of GPHA, Major General Paul Seydou Tanyakulonu, assured the delegation of the authority's readiness to take all necessary steps to resolve challenges faced by transit operators in the course of their business.
Given the relationship between Ghana and Burkina Faso, whatever we do in the port to facilitate the trade is more of a duty than just say we are assisting you. So we are concerned with some of the issues you have raised as well. In our structure of Tema Port, see, we are looking to see the day that all the Burkina traffic will come to Tema Port, so that this will be your home port.
He also lauded the long-standing partnership between Burkina Faso traders and GPHA and called for deeper collaboration to further strengthen the relationship. As part of the visit, the delegation toured the port of Tema to gain first-hand insight into port operations, including a visit to the Pong Unity Terminal.
A delegation from the Gambian Ministry of Finance has paid a working visit to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, seeking to understudy the authority's business operations and financial management systems as part of efforts to strengthen port administration in the Gambia. The visit, which forms part of broader bilateral engagements between Ghana and the Gambia, placed strong emphasis on public-private partnership arrangements, an area where GPHA has demonstrated significant success in driving infrastructure development and operational efficiency. The delegation were led through the authority's core functions and strategic vision of positioning Ghana as a leading maritime and trade hub in West Africa.
And GPHA is very, very particular about its human capacity, and so training is also done continuously to ensure that we are always abreast, our staff are always abreast with the evolution of this particular industry. And so this is just to say that we are open for collaboration and partnership, and so we want to grow together.
Speaking to Eye on Port, the team lead, Ami Khan, underscored that the overarching objective of the visit is to draw lessons from how Ghana manages its state-owned enterprises, particularly in ensuring profitability and long-term viability.
We've learned a lot. We know that some of these institutions are profit-making, which we can learn a lot from. We try to ask questions about how they go about making profit to pay dividend to government. And so that's an interest for us because we don't want government to just be inserting funds and not getting much in return.
The engagement also explored revenue optimization, asset management, and the digitalization of port processes, which have collectively enhanced efficiency and increased cargo throughputs at Ghana's ports.
MV World Odyssey, a 175-meter passenger ship famously known as a floating university, used for the Semester at Sea Study Abroad program, has once again arrived in Ghana's port of Tema as part of its global academic voyage. The vessel brings together students and faculty from around the world to promote cultural exchanges and global learning and facilitates meaningful interactions between international students and local communities. Speaking on the significance of the visits, Benjamin Kwanzaa, a marine services manager with Inchcape Shipping, agents for the vessel, noted that globally, his organization handles over 10,000 cruise port calls annually across approximately 800 cruise terminals. He expressed appreciation to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority for its continued support by ensuring smooth accommodation and operations for visiting cruise vessels.
Inchcape globally, we're handling over 10,000 cruise port calls annually and to about 800 cruise terminals. And we specialize in all type of activities from consultancy, port terminal operations, and marketing.
He stated that a dedicated cruise terminal in the future could enhance efficiency and provide a more conducive environment for cruise tourism. The visit of the World Odyssey ship underscores Ghana's growing reputation as a competitive destination for cruise tourism. Such visits not only promote cultural exchange, but also boost tourism and contribute to economic growth through visitor spending.
All right, so welcome back. Those were some happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week. We are zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're taking a look at the freight forwarding industry. It's one of the critical industries or sectors in international trade in our country. And tonight we want to pause and take a look at how we can strengthen and as well, endeavor that there's some element of professionalism or there's enhanced professionalism in the work that the freight forwarders do, what they can do to innovate to ensure that they meet world-class or international standards. And so that's what we're taking a look at tonight. We've been able to assemble almost everybody that matters in this space by way of all the associations that, carry out this business of Customs House Agency or freight forwarding. With us in the studios, we have a rep from ACHAG, that's the Association of Customs House Agents. We have a rep from Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. We have a rep from the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana and a rep from the Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana. Now, from the Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, we have Mr. Chris Wola Esikpe. He's an executive member of FAG. Also, my former lecturer when I was doing my first degree. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, Ken. Happy to meet you again.
Absolutely.
Here.
Good to see you.
This time you're the one going to ask me questions.
You see you.
I used to be the one asking the
questions. The tables have turned there. Absolutely.
I'm happy to have you here.
And happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you too.
Yes,
Ken.
Also from the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, we have Mr. Kwabena Ofosu-Appiah. Mr. Ofosu-Appiah is a former president of GIF, former president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. Now he's an executive member of the association. Good evening, sir, of the institute, so to speak, and welcome. Happy Easter.
And happy returns.
Absolutely, yes, sir. All right, so from the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, we have Nana Fredua Ajimai Oforiata. He's the president of QBAG. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, and thank you for having us here.
And happy Easter.
Many happy returns.
Last but not the least is my mom, Madam Henrietta Opong. She's the vice president of the Association of Customs House Agents Ghana, ACHAG. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome.
Good evening, Ken. How are you?
I'm terrific, by His grace. Thank you so much.
You're enjoying the Easter.
All right, so we all agree that your industry is a critical one as far as international trade and the logistics scene is concerned, and you do a lot. You are the interface between the ports and the public. That's the importing and exporting public. And so it goes without saying that you are very, very pivotal, very, very key, very, very instrumental in the work that we do at the ports and as far as the international trade is concerned, shipping and the maritime industry. So I just want to find out from you, first of all, I'll begin with Nana Fredio Adjumoye-Freata, how you describe your role in facilitating trade at the ports.
Thank you very much, Kennedy. The freight forwarder is a very, very integral part of international trade, as you all know. We are specialized intermediaries that make sure that everything international trade happens. By intermediaries means we interface with all the agencies that operate at the port. All, I'm not saying almost all, but all. So all of them mentioned in the MDAs, ministries, departments, agencies, the port operators, terminal operators, shipping lines. We interface with every other one.
Yes.
And we make sure that, cargo moves efficiently, safely, and at a very cost-effective way. So without a freight forwarder, there will be no international transportation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's how critical our role is.
All right. Mr. Ofosu-Appiah, how would you describe the current state of freight forwarding in Ghana?
Thank you, Ken. I would say that the industry is active, okay, but uneven. And there's a strong operational experience. The industry is seized with people with strong operational experience. Yet we have gaps when it comes to professionalism.
Yes.
Structured professionalism. We have gaps when it comes to data discipline and technology adoption. So if you ask of the current state of the industry, I think this is a very simple picture of it. But then the next phase must move into experience-led, practice. It must move from experience-led practice. That's what we've been doing for all this time.
Right.
A lot of experience leads everything that we do. But if you look at what is happening globally, we must begin to tap into the systems-led approach to delivering service. I'm sure when we align our efforts in this manner, we will be able to rub shoulders with any freight forwarder association or any freight forwarder globally. We would have counted ourselves as being able to match our peers. Of course, if you are looking at those in the first world as standard, we'll be able to match them.
Right.
When we lend ourselves to the systems experience.
Let me come to Mama Hetty, Madam Henry Topong, and find out from you, how has the industry evolved over the years? And to tie it into what Mr. Ofosu-Appiah just said about how far you've come, how active the industry has been at this material point in time.
The industry over time has evolved in so many ways. When it comes to the initial stages, the processes of documentation and all those things have changed over time.
Right.
Now we are in the digital world where we are all trained to be able to accommodate the new systems that are in place now.
Awesome. Mr. Chris Wola Esikwe, let me find out from you, in terms of professionalism, there have often been concerns from some, stakeholders, clients, so to speak, importers and exporters, perhaps who are dissatisfied or not satisfied with some services rendered by some of your colleagues. How are you ensuring that you actually inject that high element of professionalism to meet best practices?
Very well, Ken. So it is accurate to say that in the past, people sort of thought the freight forwarding business was for people who were less educated who probably dropped out of school and didn't find anything to do and therefore decided to go into the ports and begin to do one or two shenanigans just to make a living. It is no longer the case.
Right.
There is a huge gamut of very professional people working in the trade and freight forwarding industry today. And it is not uncommon to walk into any freight forwarding agency today and see that their staff are very highly educated, minimum university degree to begin with, and they are doing what can match what pertains anywhere else in the world. So I say with every confidence that the freight forwarding industry in Ghana today is very professional. People benchmarking their practices against what happens in the USAs of this world, in the Brazils of this world, in the Europes of this world. So yes, we have come from a beginning that didn't seem too exciting to people, but we have gotten to a point where people are happy about what the freight forwarding community in Ghana today is doing.
Absolutely. Awesome. Nana, let me come back to you and find out, do you have a code of conduct that your members adhere to in the delivery of their duties as freight forwarders or customs house agents in Ghana?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to this issue. If you permit me, I wanted to say something bit about our current state, but I don't know which one will come first.
You can take that.
I mean, our industry, be that as it may, is about a $2 billion industry.
Yeah.
And is in our current state or our current phase is a rapidly growing industry. I mean, characterized by infrastructure development, rapid digital adoption, but it's also fraught with challenges like high operational costs. Indeed, we don't have a good reputation when it comes to cost of doing business. It's been cited as about the most expensive port in the sub-region. And that's our challenge. But otherwise, it's a rapidly growing, and we're about the 5th when it comes to logistics, rated by Statista in Africa.
Okay.
So it's a very dynamic industry, I must say. I mean, we have to just work at the challenges, which is mainly to do with cost of doing business, operational cost. But when it comes to professional ethics, I mean, I come from the Customs Brokers Association, Ghana, QBAG.
Yes.
And our motto is honesty and efficiency.
Right.
So, I mean, if you come there and you have to go through vetting, these are one of the things we want to take you through first.
If you're applying for membership.
Exactly.
Right.
Because it's an industry, like I'm saying, it's about a $2 billion industry now.
When you talk about $2 billion, is it for Ghana or Africa?
Ghana.
Ghana, okay.
I'm talking about Ghana.
Right.
We're about the 5th. I mean, rated by Statista. I mean, that's the foremost, data churning industry, institute in the industry. And so there's a lot of money that, passes through the industry.
Right.
So that's why there's the need for high professionalism and ethics. Because people end up, back in the days, end up taking importers' duty and things, and then they disappear. I must say that was in the early days, or the days where we were, called agents. These days, where people don't even want that accolade.
Yeah, sure.
We are freight forwarders, and I'm happy you addressed it as such.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of professional and ethical training, because what there is that most often than not, like we all know, shipping thrives on predictability.
Absolutely.
But in our space, where we have a few challenges, even though we have, come a long way when it comes to infrastructure, there are still some challenges.
Right.
So often the case is that you will be able to, say, promise your importer or the shipper that we can take care of your cargo within a certain period.
Yeah.
And then when you get onto the field, unfortunately, you are not able to make it within that period of time.
Yeah.
So, hitherto our coming to office, agents or freight forwarders will either turn off their phones or find a way not to speak to the shipper or the importer because they've not been able to meet the time.
Sure.
And it's not of their doing because sometimes there are congestions, there are transfer delays of containers. These are things that you cannot
predict by the time your cargo is landing. And so you often are not able to meet the times you have promised your importer. So ethics is where you are able to carry the importer along. Not physically to the port, but carry them along, be giving them briefing, updating them. Some of the things we tell our people is that when you draw out your clearing plan, probably share portions of it with the importer so that they can follow along the milestones as you go along. So when there's a hitch, it's not as though you promise them this number of days or this hours and then you are not able to deliver. But clearly the importer or the shipper can tell that this is not coming from you. I mean, this is something you don't have a handle on. And so they will then be able to, take it if it's the case. So you don't have to turn off your phone or anything like that. But digitalization has also helped a lot. Hitherto, have the national single window and things like that. We used to carry huge documents.
Voluminous. Very voluminous.
A simple document like the IDF, it was a 7-part form that we had to type. From the MOTI, Ministry of Trade and Industry. And all of those things have changed. We used to arrange the documents before you bring it to the officer in a specific manner. Knowing what is lying on top and which one is at the bottom. All of those things are gone. So also the good thing is that it gives us the opportunity to interface more with the importer in that they don't have to carry the duty and bring you in their boot. They don't have to sometimes even take it to the bank. Sometimes they transfer the monies into our account and things like that. And this is where sometimes men and money, and there's a temptation and all that, especially when there's a delay. When you have the shipper's money and you have not been able to go through the process to the point to pay the duty, and he's holding it. Like they say, a man cannot hold a stick and a dog approaches. So that's where
you drive past something and say, let's go for lunch, and then stories begin to flow left, right, center.
Good. But now with the digital platforms, you're able to pay by USSD, pay via Momo, do bank transfer, let the importer pay directly. We've managed to convince the regulators, especially customs, to generate 2 tax bills, the one for the freight forwarder and the one for the importer. So the case is that, you send the tax bill to them and they're able to pay from the comfort of their homes and wherever. So these things take away the temptation and the things that used to, back in the days, give us a bad name. So it has helped a lot. And I think we are, it's about the best time to be a freight forwarder, I must say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Awesome. Mr. Fosuapia, what do you do to intransigent members or members who violate professional standards or behave in unethical ways? Sometimes you sit in the office and a frustrated importer would call you and say, my agent says this, my agent says that. And then you cross over to Maushi's office, customs. Now she's the head of PR customs collection. And then she finds out nothing really is amiss. The person is actually lying. And then you get back to the person, and then there's this back and forth between the importer and then the agent or customs house or the freight forwarder. What do you do to such people who drag your name in the mud and put you in bad light?
Okay. It's a very simple. We have a very simple arrangement in place as in the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. We are bound by our own contracted regulations, which we call our constitution. We have our own ethics rule. We have our standard trading condition, which we borrowed from the British International Freight Forwarders Association, BIFA. And you see, give functions as both a standards body and a stabilizer within the port ecosystem. And to just give you an example, once you're talking about violation, when Act 891 was promulgated, Sections 43 thereof defined who a customs broker should be, and it says that it must be an indigenous Ghanaian, Immediately we realized that some blue chip companies that belong to us were going to fall foul of the law. So in keeping with the law, we gave them notice and followed up for them to work their situation so that they can be accepted by the dictates of Section 43 of Act 891. So And we dealt with them, and they understood the situation. Okay, some reworked their positions, some left. But that is the beauty of what we can do to our own men. And when I talk about blue chip companies, these are companies, and if you look at the way we take our dues from our members, it is per declaration.
Okay.
So this was a very difficult decision for us to take, but we took it.
And that guarantees your revenue.
Yeah, something which otherwise would have guaranteed our revenue, but we took such a decision, and they left us.
Right.
Okay. But so that tells you the mileage that we are prepared to travel to rope in even our blue chip members.
Right.
So come to think of the brown chip members. Okay. So we do not joke at all with standards or code of conduct. And thankfully, we have too many tools available to help us lock these things in place, okay, so that it doesn't look like somebody is being treated preferentially.
Right.
Okay. We have the Customs Act. We have, like I've mentioned already, we have our own standard trading condition. We have the Act 891, and we have the customs regulations, which deals with the aspects of customs brokerage. So, trust you me, as a gift member, and we've done it over and over again. And come to think of it, on our ethics board, the membership is made up of all of our past presidents.
Right.
These are people who have seen life, and these are people who have toiled to put the institution together. You know? And so if your case gets to the point of getting to that surrendering, you should know that you are in for big trouble.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Have you had a cause to, as it were, recommend or refer an intransigent member for maybe prosecution?
In fact,
or call for the fellow's arrest?
Yes. We have actually taken a few members, the Tema Port Police, they will bear us on this one. We've actually taken a few members to that place. Fortunately for such members, the case is not get to, it was settled.
Right.
Okay, it didn't get to go to court, but this is the extent to which we are prepared to err on the side of the trader.
What did the fellow do? Mind sharing with us?
Oh, what Overetta touched on is a bit of that.
Right.
Like wrong presentations, okay, taking a certain amount, presenting a certain amount of duty to the
importer or the
trader,
yeah.
and then paying a different
Less,
thing.
yeah.
And sometimes it's just, you can see that the person, and a lot, you see, I can hit chest and say that a lot of these situations too are not from the grounded members. Maybe you are a member and you have somebody who works with you, goes out of way to do some of these things. Because the grounded members really know, they see, because we take time to take them through
you get them
the stringent measures that you have to go through the orientation before you become a certified freight forwarder or a member of GIF. They understand. But sometimes their employees do not appreciate the rigors that their bosses go through to do some of these things. Yeah. So and sometimes by the time the bosses also get to know of these things, you will know that the problem has been partly solved.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I can hit chest and say that we have very stringent code in place, both in practice and on paper, to ensure that our members pass muster.
They fall in line.
Yeah, they fall in
Let
line.
me come to Mr. Esikwe and find out from you whether there are certification or licensing requirements that you would promote for your members in order to ensure that they adhere to the statutes and operate within the confines of the standards that you prescribe.
Yeah, very much so. So first of all, for you to even become a member, you need to meet certain basic requirements.
Right.
And once you meet those, we give you the recommendation to get you registered in the various certification spaces within the port ecosystem.
Yeah.
So without those, you cannot be, first of all, we won't register you, we won't give you a certification, and we won't register you to be able to operate within the port certification system. And continuously, for as long as there are new developments and evolutions in the port trading and freight forwarding space, we encourage our members to take advantage of every single opportunity to upgrade their staff, to get the right certifications, and be able to operate within the port system and to be able to match up with the best practices across the port operating system globally.
Yeah. Let me come to Mama Hetty and find out from you. The issue of continuous professional development, like you just mentioned, is very key. Is there any capacity building, pivot around which you build your members to ensure that they do not deviate and that they meet standards that are required of them?
Yes, we do that. We organize programs, focus programs, and we have trainings, workshops, and seminars that help members to build up their capacity in terms, especially when it comes to the customs procedures and the ports authorities' current issues, current developments that they have. We make sure that our members are trained properly.
Right.
We have specialized training for them with new developments that comes up. So we do a lot of training, and we continue. Training is continuous. Yeah. So day in and day out, as new things come in, we do that. We also encourage them to have certifications from other organizations. Sometimes, because we are in the global world and things are changing over time, it becomes necessary that sometimes you have other certification from other international organizations.
Now, have you had occasions where people come in to report one of your members to you for wrongdoing?
We've had quite a few. And as Oforiata said,
yes,
our code of ethics hinders on honesty, transparency, and regulatory enforcement.
Absolutely.
So due to that, when there are wrongdoings, we also have our code of ethics, which we sanction, sometimes punish. We investigate the situation, and then we'll take it from there, depending on the level of commitment that you have.
Okay, right. Let me come to Nana. We all agree that the industry has evolved over the years. I mean, you used to carry tons of, papers, documents to officers to get you sorted and all that. You mentioned that. Yeah. Now, technology is an age. I mean, everybody's tilting towards that. How have you adopted technology to help you, as it were, operate effectively and efficiently in this era?
Sure. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address this. Once again, if I get the opportunity, I'll backtrack a little on the ethics issue. But
yes.
Like I said, it's a rapidly dynamic industry, and it is characterized by technology adoption, a lot of it. I mean, we did the National Single Window.
Yes.
Effectively, that law 923 replaced the 891 effectively in some of the things we do, where, I mean, we are all supposed to have a single point of deposit of documents.
Yes.
So take away all the redundancies and all, where you have to share the same document, make photocopies of the same document, and send it to all the various people that you have to deal with. Yeah. I mean, our people are abreast with technology, I must say. If you look at our last AGM and the themes as we go along, discussions has been, I mean, guided in that direction to make sure that everybody, I mean, improves their lot. And so you could see that the current agency, most of our communication is on WhatsApp.
Right.
I mean, communication with our members.
Right.
If it's a document that's critical to share, you don't want others to see, that's when we go to the email.
Confidential,
but, I mean, technology is very much widespread. I mean, back in the day, some of the, I mean, seniors we came to meet would have nothing to do with smartphones. And in Ghana, where we are almost a bit maybe laid back or orthodox, even in the law courts, now we know that you can, I mean, produce evidence based on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
How much as we are in a very dynamic industry. Yeah. So technology is very much widespread, and that's what we use because, I mean, when we started, I mean, doing the MPS, the 24/7 of MPS, I mean, a lot of people were, I mean, pushing us. We always do surveys. we have a school called Cuba Training Institute.
Yes.
And so we normally, before we roll out a program, we'll put out the surveys using SurveyMonkey and the rest to see which areas they are. And then the majority of the respondents wanted us to do something in that direction.
Right.
So when MPS started rolling, we didn't have the problem of somebody having to come to the office late night and all of those things.
Yeah.
People begin to appreciate the need to get abreast with technology. And so they operated from the house.
Right.
I mean, we only had the misfortune of sometimes when you are sleeping and you know that, for instance, the cargo you are going to deal with, we didn't need you to get involved at any point.
Yeah.
Or it's going to go through a green channel, and then you hear that has been tagged by an officer or whatever for no reason. I mean, if I would say, there's a reason, obviously.
Yeah.
But the green channel, I mean, described by the, security system or risk analysis says green is green.
Yeah.
That's when you have to come in. But otherwise, technology is what is, propelling us going forward.
Yeah.
It comes to like things like members falling short of the law or doing things that they are not supposed to be doing. QBAC does not hesitate to, take our people through the ethics committee and then sanction them if there's a need.
Right.
We even collaborate. I've been on GPHA's committee.
Right.
Not once, not twice, a couple of times, where I have to give off information of my members.
Right.
We are not in the business of protecting people who are doing the wrong thing. Yeah. So we've collaborated with the GPHA. We are on a GPHA platform. So I can hit my chest and say that, yes, we sat on committee, work at their senior staff, place in Tema for weeks on end.
Right.
And their issues involved are my members.
Yes.
So we will not shield anybody doing that. And then they know for now that, no, we are not in that business. So a lot of them are coming clean these days.
Absolutely.
When it comes to things like standard trading, conditions, it has now been fused with our constitution.
Right.
That half part of it is a STC. And we've managed to take it also to insurance.
When you say STC?
That's the standard trading conditions.
Right.
That stipulates how, clients will deal with our members. This is in line with the professional ethics.
Right.
So if you have to deal with us and it's an international, business, some of the things they require is to share that document with them. To know, what to do, what not, if there's an issue, how to deal with it. And then with that, we'll fuse it with insurance as well.
Okay.
So for instance, you have an issue taking a container or returning an empty container, there's a damage, it has fallen, all of those things that used to affect, my members negatively.
Right.
They get a certain insurance covering for them and things like that. Also, one of the things we are not doing well, I haven't seen customs do so well, is when we have issues with transit, cross-border trade, and there's some diversion or things like that that customs has to do, they only fall on the agency.
Right.
But we also know that SIC is supposed to come in because they are the national insurer who are supposed to give a certain bond.
Sure.
I would encourage customs to, we haven't seen a lot of cases being dealt with in that line. So we think SIC is just in there as part of the things, the boxes we take and we pay the monies.
Right.
But that's what should be done because often than not, the burden falls entirely on my members, the CHE. This is where we should also develop, that relationship with customs, I should say.
Awesome. Let me come to Soforapia. No doubt. Mr. Fosuapia, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Fosuapia, yes. No doubt, technology is the age, like I mentioned earlier, and there are several digital tools or platforms that you can, adopt to help you operate efficiently and effectively. Which are some that you recommend to your membership that you think that can help them, as it were, be proactive?
Okay, you realize that I earlier on talked about having to move from our experiential mode to systems mode.
Yes.
See, the truth of the matter is that we have a hunger for technology, but whose technology? Okay, and if we will have to stand up and fight for the traders' attention, then we'll have to begin to build our own systems.
Right.
Okay, it is only when we build our own systems that is when the footprint of data can tell a certain story, you will not have to go to your adversary in quotes, for evidence to battle him. It's not done anywhere. If you were the adversary, would you give out such evidence? Okay, so I think that from enterprise resource management, from database acquisition, from CRMs to manage our clients and all of that, all these tools are available for us to use. And I'm happy to announce that a couple of months back, I think the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders once again treaded the bold step and requested for quotation or proposal. I'm not so sure if it's quotation or proposal, but one of them was done. And I hear companies have responded to the opening. And I pray that all the other associations will take a cue so that we build our own platforms with which to integrate with the existing platforms. What is happening now is half automation, what I call half fleshware. Okay, they demand that you interface with them on their terms. I mean, in this day and age, email conversations should not be what we should be hanging on to expect efficiency. Okay, what if the one who is supposed to respond to the email does not see? In fact, we've had situations where emails have gone to shipping line agents' spam box, and they never saw it. And it became contentious to the point where the spam had to be entered into to realize that, of course, our folks had made a request or had responded to a request. But that shows you the level of inefficiency using some of the technology gallops.
Yes.
In 3 to 6 months, what you think is your each factor is outmoded.
Yes.
So it is only when we take the bold step of building our own platforms that is where we can come up with our own logic as to how we want the business to operate.
Yes.
Okay. Now take a case of going to lodge a spent container with a shipping line. You get there, the shipping line is not ready to take it. It is the work of your driver against them.
Yeah.
What system do you have in place to tag, timestamp that process? You don't have it. If ICOM goes down, how are you going to do the balancing, the accounting?
Yeah.
You don't have anything with which to do the accounting. All we can do is to shout, ICOMS is down. Yeah. But if we had the system, we'll have a timestamp on when ICOMS went down, when MPS system failed to open. There are boom barriers.
Yes.
We have requested for service. They have accepted the request and then tell you that their boom barrier is not working. A car has run into something, for which reason trucks are in a queue. They cannot exit.
Yes.
How do we account for this? If we had a system, we would have created our own logic to timestamp those occurrences that you can take to the bank. In the absence of that, it will just be our experience against people who have systems in place. And unfortunately, we will just be making noise. I think we've gone past that period. Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. Let me come to Mr. Ezekwe and find out from you whether your members are receiving training on technologies such as electronic documentation, digital cargo tracking, or automated customs systems.
Absolutely. It also comes down to the question of whether or not our members are even prepared enough for where the world is going as far as freight forwarding is concerned.
Right.
So all of this tie into one.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are. Up until this point, we are proud as Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana to say we have not had too many issues with clients reporting our members to us for their inability to process their cargoes as a result of lack of capacity to do so as far as technology is concerned. So we'll say yes, they are doing quite a lot. We all know ICOMS is the basic tool we all use in the industry, and that has become like where everybody starts from. And for Ghana, we can say we are complying very much with the WTO Article 10.4, the single window provisions, and we are like a standout example for many people across the industry.
Right.
So yes, our members are doing pretty well. What we also try to do from time to time is to collaborate with other agencies, QBAG and others, to run joint trainings for our members so that they are up to speed with the rapidly evolving technologies that we have to rely on for our work in this industry.
All right, so let me come to Mama Hete and find out from you. I know I've seen some people calling the WhatsApp line. That's just for WhatsApp. This number is 0244366511. Please hold on. When the time is right, we'll activate the phone lines for you to call in. This number you're calling is strictly for WhatsApp. Thank you very much indeed. Your members prepared to operate in a technologically driven ecosystem, logistics ecosystem?
They're very much prepared in doing that. However, there are others, larger firms that have taken the lead than the younger ones.
Right.
Because in the industry, there are the larger ones and the small, and the medium and small companies that operate. Yes. So it's a bit of a challenge for the medium and small ones, which we are all trying to educate them and train them on that. However, it all boils down to financing as well.
Right.
Because once they have the know-how, they need to, it's cost involved, there's cost involved. And sometimes they face financial burdens from that angle. So I would propose that with situations like that, as Kwabena said, we as freight forwarders can come together and then have a system where we can link it to the other systems. And in so doing, it will help other members who are less, have less opportunity to do that, to be able to access a system for all of us as freight forwarders.
And now you mentioned that your industry is a $2 billion industry. Now, how much of a burden is it for you to access finance to enable you, as it were, operate the way you're supposed to operate?
Thank you.
Well, Madam just mentioned the issue of financing. Yes.
It's a real issue. I mean, Ghana obviously is a developing country. We run a developing economy. Unfortunately for us, majority of our members are small to medium scale industries. And we all very well know the challenges with accessing funding or finance from the commercial banks.
Yes.
I mean, an industry that we push a lot of money, but the money is not our money. We mobilize the money to pay duties and shipping line freight charges and things like that for our clients. So even sometimes regulators like the Internal Revenue, now DTRD,
Revenue Authority,
the erroneous impression that we're moving a lot of money, and the money just goes through our accounts. But the banks have to look at the industry again, because it's the difficulty of accessing finance is a very, very, very big barrier for our growth and our development. So what we encourage our people once again from last year's AGM was the Secretariat, my National Secretariat, willing and pushing for collaboration and joint venture so that most of the small members that I have can be able to team up to be able to, for instance, access larger jobs that comes on the radar. Because sometimes we don't have what it takes to be able to access those jobs.
Right.
We even have challenges, I mean, when it comes to filing our returns and things like that. Technology is being developed. IRS, I keep saying IRS, DTRD. Yes, DTRD has digital platforms that we use to file our returns and things like that. So we're training our people. We've collaborated with them at least twice in the last quarter
Yes.
to be able to get them to know how to do this filing online and things like that. But we would urge that the big players in the industry would look at training, especially. Customs doesn't do a lot when it comes to these issues.
Right.
We know that their primary focus is to be able to meet targets, revenue targets, and things like that. But we
Absolutely.
urge them to assist the associations to be able to, do training in that direction for our members. Because, but for the transaction levy or association levy that we rely on, it takes care of about 90% of all that we do. And it's not the best.
Right.
Yeah, but if we get a chance like there's a development partners coming in to help us run training programs for our people, it will go a long way to bring them up to speed.
Absolutely. All right, so this is Iron Pod here on Metro TV. Tonight we're taking a look at the freight forwarding industry and how we can strengthen professionalism and innovation. And from the discussion so far, we all agree that the industry has evolved, and so far, so good. With us in the studios, Nana Frederick Ajuman-Freata, he is the president of the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, Quebec. Mr. Kwabna Ofutuapia, former president, Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, and now an executive member of GIF, that's the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. Mr. Chris Wola Esipe. He is an executive member of the Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, FAG. Indeed, my former lecturer when I was doing my first degree. And then, indeed, Madam Henrietta Opong, she is the vice president of the Association of Customs House Agents Ghana, ACHAG. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena.
You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately.
There you have it. Serena is not just a tool. It's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
Right, so this is Iron Port here on Metro TV, and tonight we are taking a look at the freight forwarding fraternity, freight forwarding industry, and how we can strengthen professionalism and innovation. With us in the studios, I've introduced my guest already, Nana Freddy Adjuan Freata, who is the president of the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, QBAG. Mr. Kwabena Ofosu Apia, he is a former president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders and now an executive member of the institute. And indeed, we have Mr. Chris Wola Esipe, who is an executive member of the Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, FAG, and Madame Henrietta Opong, Vice President of the Association of Customs House Agents Ghana, ACHAG. Now, let me come to you, Mr. Ofosu Apia. Okay, I've been told that the lines have been activated. So the number to dial would show right there on your screen. You can call it now. And then my guest would be willing and ready to listen to you and then proffer some responses to you. The number is there, 0245834980, 0245834980. On the issue of financing, I don't know. Now, I think it should be a good time to access financing because the competition among the banks is there. And I think somewhere last week I saw them publish their rates, interest rates and all that. I mean, some offering as low as 13-14%.
Is to have a system in place where they can discount payment for us, discount duty payment, yes, transportation, regulatory charges, and all of that. They are ready to do this, but unfortunately, you know, a lot of our folks do not have what it takes to prepare to approach the banks.
Yes.
But if we had a digitalized platform in place, that conversation would have been a lot more easier.
Right.
We would have structured the conversation that must go to the bank with logic. So all you have to do is to knock, and then the banks will lock in the processes in such a manner that the payment will not even pass through your system before it gets to them.
Right.
Of course, we are not interested in where the payment passes through. All we are interested in is rendering a certain quality service to the trader. Okay, so these things are up for the grabs. Let's take the bold steps. I will want to urge my friends here so that we all move together to get these things done so that the trader will be the better off when we have these systems in place.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right, yes.
The critical bit of what the banks are willing to do.
Right.
So there is the long-standing perception of this industry where banks are not very open to lending to players in this industry.
Yes.
Much as things have changed over time, it is important that the banks are willing to lend to these industries and be patient enough to get their payments back.
Right.
I mean, there's this thing you would see every day with bankers walking up into your offices of our members, and saying, oh, we are just in the neighborhood and want to come and say hello. They're actually chasing you. They're pretty much on your neck every day to recover debt, even when you have not defaulted. So sometimes we would need banks to align with government and then also play their part in making it easy and comfortable for the players in this industry to be able to borrow and run their businesses with. Absolutely. It is very important.
I'll still stick with you and find out from you the issue of collaboration. You don't operate in silos. I mean, you have the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, you have the Ghana Shippers Authority, you have the Customs Division, Ghana Regional Authority, and all that. These are people that you collaborate with. How has that collaboration panned out?
I think over the years it's been really good, and this particular period has been even more exciting.
Right.
I think there's a lot more engagement now. There are a lot of policies that have come forward recently,
right.
And we have the entire industry has been a part of it. There are some of them that are yet to hit.
You have the Food and Drugs Authority, Ghana Standards Authority.
But we have had a lot of collaboration over a number of policies,
right.
and even initiatives that would help the industry. I am sure we are all aware of the Publican AI, for instance. It's an ongoing discussion. There's the SPN, which is also an ongoing discussion. All of these, the industry players have been involved in this discussion, and I think it is really good for the smooth execution of these policies and initiatives.
Right.
So yes, I would say overall it's been exciting. We need to do a lot more. We should not write off the positions of the players in the industry on policy. Sometimes it is a bit cagey. Of course, the state needs resources to run, to do things, and so wherever resources can be generated from, it's fine. But the voices of the players in the industry should not be shattered, should not be muted, simply because the state must raise resources. The stakeholder engagement should continue until we come to that point where we can say, yes, we are good to go. Let's run it. And then everybody is happy, everybody is comfortable, and the state is getting resources to run its activities as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed. Madam Hetty, let me find out from you. The issue of collaboration with the stakeholders in the port that you work with, how has that been for you?
It's been cordial, and we've had a working relationship over time. In terms of policies that government wants to come out, they engage us.
Right.
And we also give them
inputs
on how to go about it.
Right.
But the challenge has been, most of the time, the debate that we've been having with them, because we are the ones on the field. So we know exactly what happens when certain policies are being implemented.
Right.
However, sometimes there's a challenge of not listening, and at the end of the day, government realizes that if they had listened to us, it would have helped. Because most of the time, when you look at agents, we are the ones who deal with all stakeholders. So we have the technical know-how, we have the knowledge to tell that this policy might help or not help. First of all, when government comes up with a policy, as freight forwarders, we cannot object to those policies. But we look at the disadvantages that would hinder the industry.
Right.
And that's what we talk about.
Right.
So apart from that, we have not had any, challenge with them. But apart from these things that we realize that things has to be straightened up. Sometimes they take our side of the story.
Yes.
Sometimes they insist on what they want to do. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the show, it affects government as a whole.
Absolutely. Great. She said they have not had any challenges with them. And so that brings me to the issue of challenges in the industry that you face. Can you tell us what some of the issues are that inhibit your operations smoothly as freight forwarders?
Sure. I mean, there are a few challenges we can enlist, but essentially, let me hit on the collaboration before I look at the challenges. Sure. We collaborate. I mean, we are in a good place. I mean, hitherto, let's say a few years back, the relationship was more of the regulator and the regulated. Now, increasingly, they are beginning to see us as partners.
Right.
That, once in a while, we are invited to the table to discuss things like policy, not policy directly, but new policies that customs would have to implement, and so that we can judge and see, the effect on the industry.
Yes.
That is happening these days, but we pray that it will be a lot more.
Yes.
Because the best is when it's structured, they would know that maybe quarterly we have to meet the key stakeholders and then look at what is going on. That would have been the best approach. But these days, you are invited to a certain meeting, and then at the meeting, it is a luncheon.
Yes.
And they are telling you what is coming up. That is not collaboration.
Right.
Because then they've finished everything, they worked out everything in their boardrooms, and they are being presented with, this is what Customs is doing, or this is what Ministry of Finance is bringing about. One is the publican AI. We had rumors and rumors and rumors of it coming, and then one day we were invited to Oak Royal Hotel, and then everybody was there. Except the finance minister himself, from his deputy commissioner general right down to deputy commissioners, assistant, everybody was there.
Right.
What is it? We are being told about something that's coming up. And we thought, no, hold on, this is not the best way to go about it. We are not against technology, for instance, AI, that the publican business is bringing up. But the way and manner it's being rolled out, or the effect, that's where the challenges are. And so we would urge them, things like that. If we had had some earlier interaction, then we would have been able to shape the way they are going about it.
Yeah.
So we've had challenges. The whole of the last week, we heard about AI, and how much it has shot up, duties and then the evaluations that are happening.
Yes.
That's not the best. We are not opposed to AI in principle because we welcome technology.
Yeah.
I started by saying this industry is technology adopting.
Yes.
But in the case where we don't get the chance to sit with them and know that, okay, you are the regulator and this is the policy government is bringing on, and so that we can critique and see that this is the way to go about it is what is not happening. For instance, at the last meeting we had on the 1st of April at the Ministry of Finance, I must say they made some concessions. Right. But we urge them that those concessions that they made on the AI, they should put it into writing, like the directive that came and took away certain rights. We want to stick to the rule that says that shows us WTO valuation.
Right.
That is what we should stick with. The AI shouldn't be the final determinant of what value you pay at the port. Some of the concessions, I don't have to come and belabor it here.
Right.
Used goods should not be, because AI doesn't have enough knowledge, enough data to be able to value used goods and that. The committees that they put together to be able to, when you have appeal, the appellate processes, they should also look at these things. We want them to crystallize it and then put it in writing. But we are saying that until these things are done, we are pleading with government to probably suspend it. We've written to government as a coalition of traders and freight forwarders so that they can suspend the process whilst, we fine-tune it and then bring it back. Because, government has worked so hard to bring inflation to a single digit, and the GRR is coming down and all that. This risk eroding all the gains that we have made. And you ask yourself, is it not the same government? So we'll plead with them that they should listen to us. We are on the field. We want Ghana to go forward, but not at the cost of, eroding all the gains, because no importer is Father Christmas.
Right.
So when they come and what they pay X for, they are now paying Y. Obviously, they'll pass it on. But there's a way to go about it. So we'll plead with them that, they should engage us more behind the scenes and before they roll out some of these things, so that it should work. If we leave customs and the Ministry of Finance and GRA, some of the MDAs, like, I'm not, mentioning names, but some of them, they regularly, biannually, they go to Parliament, and Parliament, without recourse to the practitioners, they just approve of what they bring to them, and it's not right. So there's this
lack of consultation?
Yeah, there's no consultation. I don't remember the last time Parliament sent anything and said that, well, they brought this thing to us, so let's look at it. No. But they don't.
Right.
I'm not sure, I mean, they are seized with all the knowledge to be able to say that because a certain standards board has brought in some rates increments and then they'll go and approve of it.
Right.
They should see us on the top because there's one that we've invited Standards Board to come and sit over
Standards
the
Authority,
rates. Yes, Standards Authority, sorry. Standards Board, Standards Authority. Because the rates are, it's almost like they are focused on internally generated funds to the detriment of the gains that the government has done. So we should not see the port as a low-hanging fruit that every MDA wants to make some money from the port. These are the challenges.
Let me make some corrections here. Maybe you misunderstood me. I never said there are not challenges. There are some challenges that we face, as he's saying, because some of them we are not in the known. It's just implemented, and it hinders on our industry a lot. So I just wanted to correct.
That's fine. Yes, sure.
Ken,
Yes.
Sorry, even before Kwabena comes in, the whole idea is to assist government to, as it's always said, cut down on the cost of doing business in the ports. Like Ufuriata said, every MDA, the first point they want to look at to generate resources is the port. And that is very fine. I mean, there's a lot of money that goes through the port. So if we're going to have to make money through the port, so be it. But please, it shouldn't make the cost of doing business higher. Otherwise, then the consumer becomes the one who bears the brunt of all of that. And there's actually a lot of small challenges that add up to the cost of doing business in the port, including especially small things like the road infrastructure within the port enclave is so terrible. We don't know whether it's GPHA or the Tema Development Authority or a TMA who should be responsible for getting those spaces corrected, parking spaces for transit vehicles. All of those things, in one way or the other, add up to the cost of doing business in the port. So these are things we should also be looking at clearly. We should not only be interested in coming into the port and finding where we can get some money for government coffers. Yes.
I know GPHA is taking steps. Some of the roads GPHA steps into to get them done. Yes. Mr. Ufusapia.
Yes. Ken, I've always talked about the governance structure. You see, in the absence of the governance structure, we have all of these things that my friends have just talked about. Okay, we used to have a semblance of it, or we were almost getting there somewhere in 2016, and we threw it overboard. Okay, in the absence of the governance structure, what happened on the 1st of April, where the deputy minister actually agreed or accepted the fact that some of the communications that came with the AI's introduction was bad. And then when we mirrored some of the nuances of the processes within the port in relation to certain items, like used items, cannibalized parts, how do you subject the valuation of cannibalized parts to AI? I mean, just after that meeting, we realized that aspect of the valuation activity has been reviewed. We don't have concrete documentation. We don't have a letter that has emanated to direct us to how things should be done in relation to those particular. So, you see, I want to appeal to the President, His Excellency. I told him the last time we met, the governance structure must be reinstituted. The systems in the port must be owned by somebody, must be owned by a high-powered somebody who will have the opportunity to know the effect of decisions on other aspects of the economy. Not just because finance wants this, it goes for it. Not just because FDA wants this, it goes for it. That governance structure helps to synthesize the thoughts of other people, what they want to demand. You see, we've gotten to the point where the ethos, the principle that underpins pricing has been thrown to the dogs. It has to be coterminous to the value of the service you are providing. Okay, how do you take a fee on ad valorem basis because it is a shipload of rice. So you are going to charge per tonnage. Whereas you are just going to deal with one sheet of paper. We made this case to the president. I don't want to be in his shoes because there are so many things that are on him. But when we have the governance structure in place with a high-powered individual, so that we mirror these things, it will forever be on the front burner. Because these things are really chipping away the gains that we are making as a country.
Right. Joshua Tete, you called earlier. We couldn't pick. I think there were technical challenges. We apologize for that. This one says, good evening. I am Port. Please ask your guests how they are shaping government policies. That's from Dan in Tema. And this one says, I am John Edu, a freight forwarder. Ask our leaders what are they doing about the freight foreigners taking our jobs. It's high time this practice is curtailed. These are some messages coming. I think we have barely 1 minute to go. Who would like to take that?
The foreigners taking our job.
Yes.
You see, I started this conversation by saying that Section 43 reserves the business to indigenous Ghanaians. So I think one of the things that this one falls already on the laps of leadership now. We started a certain fight. We will have to take some of these things to the High Court and just put for a certain mandamus order to be served on the GRA Customs Division, who allow some of these people to come into the port to work. It's as simple as that.
Right. Mr. Isipe.
Policies.
Just 30 seconds.
What are we doing? Of course, so like others have said earlier, for now there's some level of engagement on development of policy. Well, not the development of policies, but the implementation. That is the point it gets to us. I think there should be a lot more engagement at the norming stage. Let's discuss the policies. If government is contemplating introducing a policy, the policy should not get to a point of implementation before we are called in to pretty much ask, do you agree or do you not agree? We should be involved in it. We should give inputs. We should own it from the start, and then we are able to shape it as the implementation gets onto the ground.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay, my last bit.
Yes, ma'am, your final words, please.
On policy.
Your final words. Advice to your colleagues and members.
Okay. My advice to my colleagues is that we should act professionally. We should also make sure that we abide by the regulations of our industry.
Absolutely.
And I also encourage the young ones that freight forwarding is a lucrative job, and that they should also try and get involved as a business for the future.
Great. Awesome. Yes, your final words, sir.
Okay, my final words are that we urging government to do well, to look at the bill that has been lying in Parliament for, I'm told, almost 15 years, the antitrust law, so that they should find a way to pass that law, because the situation as it persists now is almost like a dog-eat-dog situation, and it's not the best. It doesn't allow the small multinationals that the 891 is protecting, Section 43, to be able to grow. Where shipping lines and big multinationals in the name of end-to-end facilitated by the TFA agreement get into freight forwarding and clearing in the name of they are doing end-to-end, it's not the best. But when we have, antitrust regulation in Ghana that regulates competition, then we will have, these big multinationals putting in policies and charges that affect the work of the small, clearing agencies in Ghana.
Absolutely.
That would be a good day for Ghana if that legislation is passed.
Absolutely.
It's been long overdue. Parliament should look at that for us.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Nana Fedua Jumaforata is the president of the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, QBAG. Mr. Kwabena Ofosu Appiah is the former president of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, now an executive member of the institute. Mr. Chris Wola Esipe is an executive member of the Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, FAG. And indeed, Madame Henrietta Opong, vice president, Association of Customs House Agents, Ghana, that's ACHAG. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We are profoundly grateful to you for making a date and for obliging us for coming for our report. That's the Easter Sunday edition. You should have been somewhere cool enough, but we decided to drag you out. We appreciate that so much. We also say a big thanks to our sponsors, Ghana Regional Authority, GWEL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Authority-GPHA. We entreat you to keep watching the rest of our programs here on Metropolitan Television. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Eye on Port program. Make a date again on Wednesday and watch the abridged version of Eye on Port on Ghana Television GTV. My name is Kennedy Mona. We thank you so much. We wish you a blessed week ahead, and we say stay tuned for all the goodies that we have for you on this network. Stay blessed. God bless. No less. We are out.